Dailies today.
Dailies today.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We welcome you back again. This is Dailies today, 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Wemimo, Adewuni. Jimi, Disu is right here. Let's kick start with the papers. And we're starting with the Vanguard this morning. COVID-19, Lagos Commissioner of Police redeploys DPO, officers for allowing clubbing in their area.
Okay.
And there's a picture here of some of the alleged violators of COVID-19 protocols.
They're sitting on the floor.
Sitting on the floor, some of them without is someone without a shirt? Okay, there are.
Right, thank you. Now, at face value, this looks good. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. What's his name, Hakeem Odumosu, is reading the Riot Act, okay, about COVID-19 rules and so on and so forth. But Mr. Odumosu owes us a very big apology for what happened on Friday. And I doubt if he knows that it was within his powers to have stopped the Lagos state government from having that super spreader that took place when the bridge in Agege was being launched. It was within the powers of Mr. Odumosu to stop. Rather than stop that action, he was a big participant, very big participant in this contravention that took place. So you now ask yourself, what exactly is going through Mr. Odumosu's mind? Do you have one law for a certain set of people and a law for another set? In the case of this particular one, the contravention of this law affects the people of the state in terms of spreading. It was a super spreader. The video is out there. The evidence is there. The commissioner took part. In fact, he ushered the guest into the crowd. The top guest, he was one who ushered it into the crowd. And what that did to his image, I'd rather not say on radio. We are not happy with Mr. Odumosu. There have been various allegations against him in the social media. I don't want to go into the politics of that. But he needs to conduct himself in a manner that makes us believe that he intends to be fair to all. And he's very, very interested in. And then look, let's also be very honest with ourselves. There's a contravention of this order. Why do you have to sit these people on the floor? These are full-grown adults. And you look at the photograph.
They look like they were criminals caught with guns.
Caught with guns, yes.
Or cultists.
If you had the mind to do this, and it's so whatever to you, why didn't you stop the Lagos state government from going on with that super spreader? Arrest everybody inside and let them to come and sit on the floor. Well, yes,
I would have loved to see it.
The law has is no respecter of persons, and we will keep insisting on that until we get it right. And now the Lagos CP has redeployed the DPO and officers for this very thing that he also did in Agege, and I think the police authorities need to look into this.
Are you saying he also needs to be redeployed?
No, I'm not. I don't know what the police law says.
I mean, if it's good for the goose, maybe it's good for the gander.
Is it from my mouth that you tell me?
No, I was just asking. That's a question.
No, but Mr. Odumosu owes Lagosians a big apology for what took place. Indeed, at 9 o'clock today, we are going to look at that event again. We gave the Commissioner for Information and of the state an opportunity to come hear his own views on it, and he politely declined. I think he's very busy. But we'll get other people to look at it. But back to this, we must lead by example. We must lead by example.
When I saw that video of the opening of the bridge, I mean, I was thrown. I was like, what? Really?
I spoke to the commissioner on Saturday, and I told him that it was a very irresponsible act on the part of the state.
I believe so.
Yes, because for example, there was no need to. Why do we keep commissioning everything?
In fact, we had an opening ceremony for vaccination, COVID vaccine.
We did all that.
There was an opening ceremony. Everything, there's a ceremony.
Which contravenes. We are so ceremonial in nature, but we will continue to niggle at these things until we can have a better society. We will continue to niggle at them. So, Mr. Odumosu, you owe us an apology. And even though you have the right to redeploy the DPO and do whatever, you might be that angry. We want you to search your conscience and find out if you think there is equity in what has taken place.
That's very heavy for thought. Okay, let's go on and see this other story still in the Vanguard newspaper. Commuters lament as bus drivers continue strike on Badagry Mile 2 route. Each commercial bus pays over 5,000 naira on ticket daily, says bus driver. Wow. Passengers stranded, frustrated at bus stops.
In case you don't know what we are talking about the activities of the NURTW, which is not done in any sane society, and which a previous governor had been able to put under control, but since then it's gone haywire. We are also going to highlight the issue that a lot of the top members of the NURTW have openly on YouTube, go to YouTube, have openly declared their support, affiliation, and relationship with the political leaders of the state, and therefore you can draw a nexus. What you can draw from that is that they've been allowed to do as they please. The results are there. One of the leaders was exhibiting his latest house in Lekki. It's there, right there. I think it's on Instagram or YouTube, and so you can have an idea of what is going on. What is going on again is irresponsible on the part of the government that allows it, and are people that also allow the government to allow it. You cannot run a society. Based on thuggery and extortion. What we are told here is that some tickets are being sold. The driver says that they reject 800 naira ticket increase, and we are tired of this harassment. Before at Agbara it used to be 500 naira a ticket. They increased it to 1,300.
Wow.
At Yanoba bus stop, we were paying 500, but they have increased it to 1,000. Why do we allow these people inflict hardship? And guess what? Guess what? They don't even own the vehicles. If I, from my own sweat, I've bought the vehicle, now want to put it on the road, the government has virtually permitted these people to extort money from me. How does that sound? You extort money from buses, taxis, Okadas, wheelbarrows. You can't go to Ketu Market and take a wheelbarrow out of the place without dropping something for.
Yeah.
And it's now been seen as a sense of entitlement.
I spoke to some of them at Yanoworo when I was covering the reopening of the Third Mainland Bridge.
Yes.
Some of them wear white and green.
Yes.
And they claim that they work for the local government because they're the ones with the shirt and green trousers. So it appears the government knows what they're doing. I mean, they were even telling me how they've been able to negotiate downwards the price because the bridge is not open.
Let me shock you. There have been accusations that the proceeds from this NURTW, whatever, part of the proceeds goes to some top politicians in the states and officials. That accusation has been made, and nobody has refuted it. Look, they openly. Do you know these people have police escorts sometimes? Go to YouTube, you'll see it.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself, are we now gradually having a government of thuggery and extortion? In what other city have you been where you find what happens at CMS happen in traffic every day?
Yeah.
What kind of encouragement are we giving these young boys that are used in these operations? Their leaders are building houses in Lekki. The children of their leaders are coming first in universities in Atlanta. But these same children that are the same age of your own children, you push them out to go extort money for you. Don't these other children running around, don't they have parents? Don't they think? And the government condones this.
You come with a bag full of thoughts this morning.
Yes, the government condones it. I kept saying to myself, I wouldn't want any of my children, God forbid, running around CMS bus stop extorting money. The top boss, one of the top bosses, his son came first in university, brilliant boy. He got a first in Atlanta. And with his own eyes, he can see what he's making of these young people.
Some of them will argue, though, that this is just a means of giving them a livelihood. Put those
This
in
is
quotation.
not a livelihood. This is a death sentence. At 60, is that what you're going to be doing?
Right.
The livelihood that our parents gave you and he has given to his own children is an education.
And that's what these other people also deserve.
And that's what these other people also deserve. I wouldn't even have minded if after doing this, you have a night school for them.
Right.
Rather, they gathered, go and buy a jatutu for Ufumba bag, go and you do all this. You take care of your own kids and you bound these kids to the Philistines. And the government opens its eyes. They openly, as one of these days, if care is not taken, you will find some of these people in the driver's seat in governance. We're getting very close to it.
I can't dispute your thoughts this morning. They're very heavy. Let me know what you think about this conversation. You can go to Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Use the hashtag Nigeria Info MCF. You can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. And the comments are already pouring in. I'm coming there in a moment. Let's see this story here from the Punch newspaper. There's an article here titled "Lesbianism Gay Against Our Culture," and it's by Dayo Ojeride here in the Punch.
Now, this is a bit controversial, okay? But I just want to set your mind thinking. Well, I've had time to think deeply about this issue of gay and lesbianism.
Mm-hmm.
We look at it from a criminal nature. We look at it from a mental imbalance, okay? But the question is, and we look at it as if some people have an option. We need to take a second look at this to know that it's some kind of work, at the very least, we'll say some kind of biological freak. But it has to be handled. If a man has his tendencies towards his fellow man, he can control, just like we also have to control, but he can't adjust it's not in his mind. I heard that it's in the genes. It's in the, not the genes now. It's in, I'll get the word right. But it's beyond your control to decide, whether you want to be a gay. It's just part of you. If you ask them, you will discover that some of them say that from very early in life, at the time when we were about 10, 11, knowing that one girl is pretty to the other, the way their minds were working was quite different. And I think it had been in existence from only God knows. But because it wasn't as exposed as this. Therefore, I just want us to think. I want us to think, place our thoughts, think deeply about how we relate to these people. And stop treating it in a criminal. You can say, for example, I don't mind the law that says you cannot exhibit it openly. I mean, because even man to woman, you can't. I mean, I can't take off your mask and kiss you in public. Yeah. Apart from the fact that your husband will club me with the biggest or saw off my head. But to completely condemn them, I think we need to, at the most, maybe sympathize a bit. It's an irregularity that is not, and a lot of people have been frustrated. Society, for example, has forced a lot of guys who are gay to get married. Families will push them, only for them to realize that some of these marriages are not consummated. I've seen one or two examples before. But
well, it still stays illegal right now in Nigeria. In fact, not just illegal, criminal.
No, what is criminal? Are you saying?
Remember that suicide is also criminal in Nigeria.
No, wait. Are you saying it is criminal for me to be gay?
Well, if you are caught. So I think.
So if I'm caught doing what?
In an amorous relationship with another male.
But if I'm caught in an amorous relationship with a woman in a not too decent manner, it's also an offense. But if I'm doing it in the confines of my rooms, there's nothing wrong with that.
But we've had security officials barge into, in Abuja, I remember,
yes,
barge into even hotels, clubs.
Clubs, yes.
And say, even the male-female amorous relationship, they say, what are you doing here? That's with the women.
Yeah, I mean,
so if they cut the man, 14 years.
Yeah, but cut the women to 14 years.
No law says if you cut the women 14 years.
No, but I think we need to develop a sympathetic attitude.
I get that point.
To this. That is where I'm going. I don't want to go into an argument into the religious and whatever side of things. But what I do know, I have friends who I know people who are gay. Initially, my attitude was, sure, I found it's gay. But look, listen, these are normal human beings. Some of them are brilliant. I mean, Elton John is a known gay. You understand? He's a first-class musician. And CNN, name it everywhere. People are not being open about it. You see
this thing you're saying, where like this. Nigeria is not ready for this conversation.
Well, you have to be.
Once we are, is a conversation we'd have with our lawmakers.
You have to be, because you are damaging a lot of lives by not having the right attitude. Me, I'm not gay. Let me quickly
announcement.
So before people start thinking. But I like us to gradually be. I know we have a lot of problems on our mind, but to gradually be a bit open-minded about this. Where It's the societal attitude that bothers me. The general attitude.
Generally the things we don't understand around
We don't
here,
understand.
we dread.
Yes, we dread.
We dread the things
That's
we
why
don't
Africans
understand.
don't read. We don't. We say if you don't want a Nigerian to know something, put it in a book. We need to open. We need to open up our
Are we
minds.
still at that level?
Yes.
No, you guys tell me we're not still at that level. Tell me that we're now reading. Let me take some comments off Facebook. Kenneth Njoku, thank you. Jacob Michael. Maxine Desega, thank you. Olufolabi Festus Ayodeji says, on one hand, no opening of clubhouse and clubbing. On the other hand, there was a fun fair on Friday at Pensinema Agege. This gives room for people not believing this COVID-19.
You see, that's what they get.
Yeah, I mean, people tell you, how can you tell me there's
And guess
COVID?
what? The incident commander, whatever his title is given, was the chief host at this event.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time when people are, playing down their birthdays and whatever,
When schools are opening, some schools twice a week.
You have it was a super spreader. There was a band in attendance. The video is out there. There was a band in attendance.
There was a band. Another one here. Gladys Society says, please help us on Mile 2 route. Has government given the state to Agbero while the government cries over lack of funds to manage the state? Olayinka Jami, good morning, Uncle Jimmy and Table Breaker. Everything about our leaders is a scam. When it comes to breaking the law, they are number one. But when citizens, okay, that's when big grammar would start. Oyewale Fatula, I think there was skepticism in the past about vaccines. The Yoruba word vaccination, Ajesara, is coined on the conception of concussion that you eat to become stronger. And many in the Southwest were convinced to take it on the premise that it will make them stronger than rival tribes.
Wemimo, can I just say something?
Yes, please.
If you have the opportunity to take that vaccine, please take it.
I even tried registering. They said I cannot get it.
You?
Yes, me.
They will find a way around it.
They should come and give me.
Nigeria is but in any case, for example, I'm told that I don't know if it was true, but some missionaries, for example, are giving it to their members. I think the Asar didn't give their members a COVID injection sometime last week, vaccination.
How?
I don't know. I just heard that.
How?
I don't know. I think that there's a bit of private whatever going on.
No, Nigeria we did now. I mean, nothing.
No,
nothing.
Some reputable hospitals will soon start giving it for a price.
Yeah, sure. I know. So I'm waiting for that to
we
happen.
We can't wait. You see what is happening in the COVID in this vaccination thing. If I had my way, all African leaders should be lined up by the beach, and I shouldn't be saying that.
No, they shouldn't.
Something done to them, because we look at now. Even this vaccination we are talking about. We're begging, looking for Ajeku, the ones falling off the table. The Indian one that we have is the one that was supposed to have been produced in Oxford, but for whatever reason was now produced in India. They're not. The Oxford one is given to their own people. The one from India is the one that is sent here. But.
And remember also that Ghana insisted that there must be a clause that says there's compensation in case there is side effects.
Ghana knows what is problem. Ghana knows what it's talking about. All the negotiations for the COVID was, to the best of my knowledge, was led by the president himself. Yes, I have it on good authority. A lot of the negotiations going on was led. This kind of thing needs a strong leadership that can sit on everybody. What you have in Nigeria is there's so much politics going on. In the civil service, amongst the political leaders, everybody is looking for something to bite.
This one will be too much to bite, though.
The lack of that central leadership. Nigeria needs to be micromanaged because we are very weak at the center. When I say center, I mean of the pyramid. So Nigeria needs a leader that will micromanage it. Unfortunately, we don't. Our current leader is not disposed to that. But
Harry
we'll see how far that goes.
On Twitter says it's on record that Deputy Governor of Lagos said, and he put in quotes, the area boys cannot be stopped because they are our brothers, cousins, and sons.
They are not my brothers, cousins, and sons.
He says, don't they deserve good education? Dow Tip says, okay, I think he's replying to something.
I don't think the deputy governor of Lagos would have said that.
No,
but what worries me is the relationship between the top political class. They boast about it openly on air.
Yeah.
They boast about it. But of 1 2 million, of 1 million. They boast about it. They're so powerful now. They're so powerful now that if care is not taken, we will sit back here in a normal, complacent manner and wake up one day and see that we are being ruled by the bosses of these people?
It's not impossible. Still talking COVID-19, Vanguard has this report. Afe Babalola seeks federal government approval to produce COVID-19 vaccines. Hey!
Well, it's unfortunate what we get here because Afe Babalola, of course, has a university.
Mm-hmm.
And he claims here that he entered into agreement with his partners in Kenya and Japan. And after working day and night for many months, they have a vaccine that they believe would work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And but he says when they ask for accelerated action for approval so they can start producing it, they were rebuffed by the government.
Rebuffed? Why?
I don't know. And he says this is what Chief Afe, and Chief Afe Babalola is a distinguished Nigerian senior advocate and so on and so forth. And he says that the legal icon said that the government agency said that after all, it took America 4 years to get approval to develop the vaccines. What kind of attitude is that? Why not just take it and try it and
do a
see
trial?
Yes. And if you don't have the resources to test it properly, send it abroad for whatever. And come, let us be proactive, because if his university can actually produce the vaccine,
what are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for?
Torrent of accolades for Shimbajo at 64. Some of my callers yesterday were not so nice though. Governors Omagege, Kalu, Emir of Lafayette will have she to others eulogize Vice President at 64.
Yeah, I'm going to say happy birthday to my friend. We were classmates in primary school and classmates in university.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I'm proud of him. Now it's conditional. Given the circumstance. Given the circumstance that Oshibajo has found himself in, I think he has conducted himself very well. You need to understand the circumstance before you get critical of him. And that's not what people are looking at. But let me just send a reminder to people. At a time when the president was virtually almost out of view, and Oshibajo handled this country for just about a month,
there was a firm grip.
There was a breath of fresh air. You understand what I'm saying? So I said that given the circumstances he found himself in, I'd like to say that Oshibajo has done very well. If he can make it to president, Nigeria is going to be having a president to be proud of. I know that for sure. I know we call him Jebi. Jebi. He's been a man of character from childhood. And he's been an absolutely brilliant person. He became professor, I think, in his 30s. Olodolawa now. He became... There are about 3 or 4 of them. All boys, and they've been exceptionally brilliant and have conducted themselves well in public space. There is enough to also criticize him about, like every human being.
Yeah.
But with the law of averages, I am proud to say that I believe that given the circumstance, Oshibajo has conducted himself very well.
Okay, let's take, let me see. Okay, we have a few more minutes on this one. Let's see. Court stops production of village headmaster. I saw that.
Yes, it is sad.
We're out of time.
We're out of
Let
time.
us go. There is no way teaching men how to the businesses so that you can buy property. I've told you I'm going to get off your neck until you buy property this year in your name. So
that's women.
Women.
It's a pity because one of the stories that we can't take also has to do with women, but so be it.
We talked about it yesterday.
But I like what you women are doing now, and I wish the men would do the same.
Which is?
Keep pushing your people. The women are now opening up opportunities for their gender.
Yeah.
Encouraging them.
Yeah.
How many women do you have running around CMS trying to get a ticket to Woody? It's true.
No. No, let me not say what someone is. No, I shouldn't say that. Guys, we'll see you again tomorrow morning at 7:30.
All right.
Hello, this is a
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.